welcome to the show. Boy, am I excited about this week's show. The great Mickey Thomas of Starship is with us. That's right. In fact, I'm on my way to his house right now for an interview. You know, this is really kind of cool. I've been watching your Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
And it was one of the pages, or one of your Facebook, it just went to like over 5,000 fans. Did you just like dump it?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think we expected it to be that many people when we first started the, Facebook. And I did see, I'm kind of like not very savvy when it comes to Facebook and
like
the
me.
internet and things like that. And I didn't really realize there was a limit. So we got to 5,000 and said we can't accept any more friends, So fortunately, my wife Rachel and my daughter Elena are a lot more savvy than me,
right.
so they're making it so that we can accept a lot more friends.
Well, that's good. That's good, because I tell you what, you've got them all over the world.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I know there must be a way to do it when President Obama has like 3 million Facebook friends or whatever it is,
I find that hard to believe sometimes, when people have that many friends on Facebook. Starship, probably one of the hottest groups going today, and you're all over the place.
Yeah.
We go back to Jefferson Starship. When you joined Jefferson Starship, did you ever think that it would last that long?
No, never. It was right before I joined the Jefferson Starship. At that point in my life, I was just getting ready to go down to Miami and record a solo album, and was just focusing on my solo career. And the call from the Starship was just kind of a bolt from the blue. But because I was coming out of the Elvin Bishop band, and with my background being more like gospel and R&B and blues, I thought, how's this going to fit into the Jefferson Starship? But I thought, it's just crazy enough that it might work. So I met with the guys, and we rehearsed and got to know each other and jammed a little bit, and then I said, okay, I'll give this a shot. But originally, I think my idea was I would give it 2 albums in 3 years, and then I'd be off to something else, because that was kind of, up to that point, although I was still young and it was early on in my career, it was usually like 3 years, and then I'm on to some other project for 3 years and something else, And now that was 32 years ago. So
look where you are now.
Are.
You worked with Grace. How was it working next to this wonderful, wonderful star, Grace Slick?
It was awesome working with Grace, and just such a pleasant and pleasurable experience. And she was, by the time Grace rejoined the band, when she originally left and took some time off, it was for the purpose of, rehab and, resolving a lot of conflicts in her personal life. So by the time she came back in '81, she's all clean and sober and healthy and ready to go. And so, I heard all the stories about the Grace before I met her, but the one I knew was never anything like that.
My wife saw Grace in Jefferson Airplane when she was dancing on the Dick Clark American Bandstand show years ago.
Wow.
And saw the band when they were really happy that day.
Very happy.
You remind me a lot of Eric Burden, because Eric says that he will never retire.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, you're working now. You're strong. You're performing, and I know what it's like to perform with the energy you have. And that doesn't last forever. How do you feel about that?
No, well, I'm sure that you have to compensate for some diminishing energy levels as the years go by. But I don't plan to ever retire. I mean,
Good.
I just think if you do, I mean, I think when you retire, that's when you tend to suddenly get real old real fast.
You're right, because it's the music and it's what you do that keeps you young.
Yeah. Young and working, and honestly, I mean, it's a cliche, you hear it all the time from artists, but I do believe that I'm doing my best work right now, vocally. I think I've gotten better over the last 35
absolutely.
years, I think I'm still learning stuff about singing and about how to sing, and so I just want to continue that process.
Well, speaking about getting better, how about this new CD, Mickey Thomas, Marauder? Check this out. I've had a chance to listen to it, and this thing rocks. And I can't believe you got 16 cuts on it. Tell me about this.
It's pretty epic. You know, we started out, I was approached by the company, the label is Gigatone. Mm-hmm. And I was approached a couple of years ago by them, and they said that, you know, the hook we have is we like to get these, you know, classic rock 80s artists to maybe go in and do a remake. Mm-hmm. And then it was sort of just like an EP. He said, we're just going to do 4 songs. So we did, we went in and did 4 songs, and he said, let's do some older stuff, and then maybe we also like the concept of maybe covering something from a more recent band, maybe something within the last 10 years, or 5 or 10 years. So I cut the first batch of 4 songs, was Across the Universe, Oh Darling, Tempted by the Fruit of Another,
wow,
and Chasing Cars by the Snow Patrol. And then we sat back after we did that and listened to them and said, you know, this turned out really great, and it was so much fun doing it. And then they said, let's just do a whole album. Let's do 12 more and make it like 16 tracks, you know. And I said, let's go for it. So then we just went through the process of selecting tunes with me and the executive producer, Mitch Kalouris, who is the label guy, and then my producer, Jeff Temelier. So,
any videos in the works for this new material?
I don't have anything in the works right now, but we are in the process of, you know, maybe planning a video and thinking about it, because the reaction's been really good to the record, and we decided that, notice I still call them records.
Right.
And the track that we've kind of come up with that we want to push at AAA radio is Voices, the Russ Ballard song.
Sure.
Which I probably never would have picked, but people who kind of do that for a living analyzed the whole album and said, you know, we like it all, you know, but a lot of these songs are so closely, heavily identified with the original artists. You know, there's, you know, the Stone song, McCartney, Beatles, Joe Cocker, Peter Gabriel, whatever. And they said, you know, Voices, people kind of know it, but they're not really sure, like, which decade was that, or who was the original artist? And people know the song, but there's enough vagueness about it that they said, let's push that one. You know, so
well, they know what they're doing,
yeah,
and they've got track records. So,
yeah,
because it's like artists like us, we say, well, you know, I want to do this song because I think this is going to go.
Yeah.
You know, well, you know, maybe the B-side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You never know. You know, you have your own personal favorites, but.
Mickey, what have you got coming up for Starship? And we're at the end of the month. This is the end of August now. So what's going on in September and October? Any
gigs?
Yeah, yeah.
We're still playing. You know, by September and October is still real busy. Gig-wise, show-wise, we have a lot of shows in September, and then October we're having our annual show down at Epcot.
Oh yeah,
at Disney World. We play down there every October for the Food and Wine Festival. So we'll be down there. I have a blues cruise at the end of October that I'm going to be doing, where I'm just going to be a special guest sitting in with the Elvin Bishop Band on the blues cruise. But then in December we have a Legends of Rock cruise that features Starship.
Oh,
Starship's the house band, and we're going to be out cruising for a week with myself and Starship, and guest artists we have that are going to sit in with the Starship Band is Chuck Negron, Bobby Kimball,
very good,
Mike Reno from Loverboy,
oh, sure,
John Cafferty, Jimmy
Wow, powerhouse voices here. Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we're looking forward to that. One last question, Mickey. I know you're busy and you've got things to do. I appreciate you having me in your home. This is amazing. You know, you've always been great with your fans, and this is what I admire about you. There's never a time I've ever seen you refuse an autograph. Somebody walks up to you, you take the time out to sign autographs. Does that ever get old to you?
No, it doesn't get old. You know, I love doing that. The only problem, I do try to always stop, but of course there are some, you know, instances, there are the occasions where if you have to quickly move through an area, you know, get on a bus or get to the car or get to the stage, dressing in the stage or whatever, that sometimes if you stop for one, then you got to do them all. You know?
Well, I got to tell you, my manager and co-producer of this show, David Ross, wants to thank you for signing his autograph.
Oh, we'll tell him he's very welcome.
Okay. Mickey, thanks a lot for coming by. The great Mickey Thomas on Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans. All right, Mickey, let's jam.
Okay, man.
Cat got your tongue, so very young. So much to learn, it's plain to see. I may be wrong, but you won't be long before your arms reach out to me. Candles burning on the bedside dresser slowly. Then we softly hear our favorite song. Take me in your arms, hold me forever. Feel the burning warmth of my soul. Take me in your arms, hold me forever and ever. Making love, the fire will burn out of control. Yeah. Don't care what they say, it's better this way. No one but us will ever understand. It's clear to me now, we'll make it somehow. We'll just have to do the best we can. Yeah. We feel the passion getting so much stronger. Again we softly hear our favorite song. Let's take it home. Take me in your arms, hold me forever. Yeah. Feel the burning warmth of my soul. Take me in your arms, hold me forever and ever. Making love, the fire will burn out of control.
All right, man. Woo. Spontaneous.